welcome to our Spain. Hi, Gaetano. How's it going?
Buenos dias, Tanya. It is K Magnifico.
Wow, that good,
Just
huh?
it's good. I'm
It's so
happy.
good. It's so good. It's so good that you have an our Spain for us.
I do. I have a. It's not an Spain or a Spain. It's more of an Spain, really.
Like what?
Like what? Oh, we're doing this. We're doing this, Spain. So I think we've talked about in the past the sidewalk wars, and
Yes.
we've both expressed how when we travel to England, we are so refreshed how people use sidewalks appropriately and they move and
Yeah, I
there's a
think
direction.
the thing about England is they walk fast, and I love that, and I realize that that is probably where I got it from. So
Right.
you're not really. If people were to stand in the way or do it, you're just going to get mowed over. Like you just get out of the way. The only exception to that in England is a pub where they can take up the whole pavement, the street, everything to be drinking
Right.
outside a pub. So you have to weave around the pubs.
Right. Right. Well, I was at the Mercadona, and
Okay.
and when you leave the Mercadona that I go to, there is a bus stop right near the entrance.
Okay, for
So,
anybody that doesn't know, the Mercadona is your local supermarket. It is one of the main ones we have here.
right.
Yeah.
And it's not like right in front of the door, but it's a bus shelter. It's not just a bus stop, it's an actual bus shelter, right? So it's like
Okay.
a little box. So it takes up a huge portion of the sidewalk.
Okay, you're not walking
Okay.
through that.
No, no, you're not walking through it, and it's taking up a good third of the sidewalk. And
Mm-hmm.
there was three elderly women of our age adjacent to us, women,
Oh gosh.
and
That's a very nice way of it's calling us old, I think. I'm not sure what that was.
we've got one more checkbox left in our life. I hate to tell you. So, um, they were standing in a triangle formation as one does when talking with three people, and they were
Yeah.
near the wall of the building, and but taking up a considerable amount of space, but enough room for people to walk by. Now, however, a woman is approaching who has a double wide stroller. Now, let me tell you that this double wide stroller was for big people because she had two markedly disabled children who I would say were the ages between 7 and 11 in this stroller.
Okay.
So it was
So a
a large stroller.
slightly larger stroller than a baby stroller.
Right, and double wide.
And double
And
wide. Okay.
right, so it's taking up its space. And these women looked at her and then just went back into talking and didn't move closer to the wall
No.
or anything.
They
And
actually
this,
saw her.
they saw her. They stopped their conversation, looked, and then went right back onto talking.
Oh my
And
gosh.
this woman is now scraping the bus shelter, trying to get the
Oh
stroller
no.
by because they wouldn't move. And
So
I was like,
she was being way nicer than I would be. Let's put it that
right.
way.
I would be yelling and be like,
I
ladies,
would have mowed them over. That's it.
right. I wanted to mow them over for her. And I was like, where? And she didn't say anything to them. So I was like, is this like the respect of the elderly is so ingrained in the culture here that they're not even going to do the right thing and move out of the way for a double wide stroller with severely disabled children in it?
She must be used to it because I feel like the sidewalk culture here is so different from every other part of living in Spain where people are very nice and very like you're on the metro and an older person gets on the metro, the kids jump up for the seat. I mean, it's like
Right.
so
They've
different, but
jumped up for me. I've
they've
said that
jumped up for
before.
you. Did I say old people? I think I just did.
I was insulted. I took the seat, mind you, but I
Well,
was
of course,
insulted.
you were insulted but seated.
Yes.
But the sidewalk culture is just so different, and she just must be used to walking around with those whatever you call them, like stroller things, because
Hmm.
what I mean, you would literally kill somebody every 5 seconds, so you have to get over it, I would imagine, don't you?
I guess so, but
Yeah, it's
it's
still
just
surprising to see.
it it was a huge surprise.
Oh my God. And I would it would be hard not to say anything looking at that happen as well.
Yes.
I would
Well,
think.
I didn't. I'm talking about it now. And
Yes.
so
We're talking about it in public. Oh my goodness. So your respect for the elderly is still intact as well, because you didn't feel
yes.
the need to say anything.
So I guess this kind of leads us into our episode of like, the things that surprised us that
Yeah.
about living in Spain, but we're talking about, food things and like why we keep tweezers in the kitchen.
Yes, more food things because we love it, and it is sort of the place where it's easy to compare how things are, right? So some of these are more, I think, surprising to you than me, based on our life experiences, but still, I get it. So,
Right.
do you want to
Right.
start? Do you want to start
Well,
with
I
one?
mean, this one hits me all the time, and well, not I don't want to say all the time. Sometimes they're done really well and you don't notice it. And then other times you bring home your dozen eggs and you take them out of the package because I put them in a bowl on the counter because I like to have my things designed pretty in my house as much as I can with living with teenagers. I give no care about how the house looks. But I do think to myself, yes, when you live in Spain, your eggs will have feathers on them because they are
Often.
they are unless you've grown up going or you're used to the farmers market or getting your eggs fresh from a farm in the States, with most people aren't. Our eggs are kept in the fridge in the
Well, I
States, and
wouldn't say
here they're on the
most
counter.
people aren't. I would say most people that live in the city are not very attuned with where their food is coming from. And the other thing that happens in the States in general is that eggs are washed and kept refrigerated. So there's not going to be feathers left on in that
Right,
regard,
that's what I'm
right?
saying. Yeah, I mean,
So if you're getting them that way, which is what's normal, yeah, then you're not going to have any feathers on. But we had a farm market business. I grew up in the countryside, so there is a large portion of America that grows up in the country. They're not, and they will not, probably have experienced more feathers on their eggs, but it is definitely the ones you're getting in the grocery store, the ones that you would think were coming cleaned and all this stuff coming from the States, you're going to be surprised at how many feathers you're finding on your eggs.
right. And
And
other
to that end,
things.
another thing, and to that end, you do not put them in the fridge, which you probably know this already, but that's another thing. Do not put those, you can put them in the fridge, but then there's a process for keeping them in the fridge.
Right, because the difference between the rest of the world and the United States is the United States washes the eggs, which means they are taking off that protective layer, which then
Mm-hmm.
makes them susceptible to, even if they're
Yeah.
pasteurized in what they do, the bacteria is going to get through the eggshell and ruin the egg and make you sick. And the other thing is, when you first get here, you find that the eggs are in the middle of the aisle. They're nowhere near a refrigerator, so it's definitely odd, coming from the States. And but if you want to put your eggs in the refrigerator here, you should wash them off because
You
it's that
should wash them.
protective coating.
Yeah.
Once that gets cold, then it forms bacteria that can then penetrate the shell.
Yes. So
So
you have to deal with the process properly if you're going to
right.
do it. But be happily keeping your eggs on the counter, which is absolutely fine.
And they can last like 3 weeks, which is so
Yes.
odd for my city folkness when I moved here. And I mean, our eggs don't last but a week, if even that, on the
Yeah.
counter, and so it's not an issue. And I'm loving it. It didn't take long, but it was a moment when I first arrived.
It's an adjustment. I mean, I'm used to this from England, but yeah, it was an adjustment for me and then adjustment again. I will say though, the place that I'm surprised to find feathers, shockingly, is on the chickens.
You're gonna get an amen from me on that one.
Because I would like to say sometimes they look like I plucked it and I was busy and I didn't have time to finish. Oh, I
Hmm.
didn't want to finish because it took too long and I just stopped. That's kind of what it looks like sometimes. And I'm thinking I would love to not have the feathers and bits. It's not just it's not the feathers. It's if you've ever if you've
It's the
ever plucked a
quill, the
chicken,
stem, right?
yeah, that if you ever plucked a chicken, there's there's the feather goes in, but sometimes there's a harder part around that can stay in when in some of the tougher parts of the chicken, like around the feet and
Like
stuff, that it's still
like the
there.
feather just breaks off. They don't get the whole root out, whatever.
It's
I'm sure
not
there's
broken off.
scientific
It's like
words.
there's like a I don't think it's broken off. There's like a sheath that goes around the end of the feather in the tougher parts that stays in, and you got to pull that part out. So it's like
Right.
these things are hard to do with your fingers, and some of
No,
it
you
will burn
can't.
off. It will burn off in the oven. So I mean, if you're not, if you don't eat the skin and the skin's going to be peeled off or whatever, maybe that's what's happening. It'll get burned off, or you don't eat that part. Maybe I don't know, but I don't like the look of it either.
Well, I keep tweezers in the kitchen for this exact reason. We have chicken tweezers, and to pull them out. And then there are some times that I am in a rush, or I've just had it with my life's responsibilities, and the bird goes in, and I put it at 450 and burn them off, and I say,
Burn it off.
kids, the skin's a little chunky. Who cares? It's not gonna kill you.
Because sometimes you really don't want to deal with it. And in all fairness, we have tweezers in the kitchen because my husband is lovely and he will pick the bones out of the fish sometimes for me because I don't like bones in the fish. I hate eating around that. So, there are many reasons to have tweezers in the kitchen, but I wasn't anticipating having to pluck a chicken.
I had never had to pluck a bird before,
Yeah.
and I
I
never.
have several times, and it's not the funnest thing to do. I have to say, I don't have a desire to be doing that. So that's the one thing for me where I was like, and I will look in the grocery store now, and I will pick a chicken based on that because some of them are like perfect, and it's not like
Right,
everyone has loads of feathers. But now that I'm ordering my food and getting it delivered, I don't get to pick. And I'm feeling
right.
like I'm getting those ones more as well because it's like, well,
Hmm.
she can't complain about that because I doesn't get to pick. But if I'm in the grocery store, I will take a look and pick the ones that do look a little cleaner.
Yes, the ones that have a little less feathering going on for
Yeah.
sure.
It's one of those funny things.
Now,
Things you didn't expect.
I mean, where do we go next? I say let's stay with room temperature for a moment, because the other thing, I mean, we've lived here long enough, and it's definitely not a thing to be weird, but it is the milk in the cartons, because they tried to do that in America in like the early 90s. I remember I was like
Oh, they
really
did?
young. They tried to bring the Parmalat boxes, and everyone's like,
Oh.
okay, and it did not catch on.
People are
And
like, oh
he
my God, this is off already. Like, why would I do this?
exactly, I will die if I drink milk that's been on the
Mm-hmm.
shelf. And I only buy it in the carton. And I will say, I don't even notice that they do have milk in the refrigerator, which
I
they
didn't
do.
even know. You asked me if I'd ever take, and I'm like, they'd have it? I
Yeah, they
literally have
totally do.
never looked. I love that it's room temperature. I just buy a bunch, it sits there. I put it in the fridge when I'm ready to have it refrigerated and
Me
cold, and I love it. Love
Me
it.
too, 100% with you. I love the milk in the boxes. I'm
Mm-hmm.
all on board. I love the heavy cream in the boxes. I love all
Right?
the milk products in the boxes, because you know what? You don't know when you're going to use that heavy cream.
You
And in
don't.
the States, heavy cream's expensive and it goes bad. So then you're like, well,
Right. That's true. Yeah. So
and I love they
everything,
have like
yeah.
individual sizes of the heavy cream. So you
Oh,
buy
I
like the
was gonna
3 pack.
say, yeah. So sometimes, I mean, if you really know you're gonna use a lot, then you've got the big one. But the fact that they have these little ones where you just, yeah, it's amazing, right?
Hmm.
Love
I don't
it.
know how that hasn't taken on in the world. I mean, there's certain things you're like, how is this not
How
everywhere?
is this not everywhere? No, it's so true. But I will say, we've talked about this before. It took me a while to find the cream in the grocery store. It's not near
Hmm.
the milk. It's not
No,
near the
it's
butter. It's not near
no.
anything. It's usually near for some reason, even though it's not refrigerated, it's near the refrigerated meats. That's where I've always
Weird.
found
That's where
it.
you find it, because in my store, the Mercadona by me, they keep it with in the weird condiment aisle. So the aisle will have like it has the dried soups and the 3 cans of canned soup
Right.
that you can buy here,
Yeah.
and then it's got the ketchup, mustard, and then the
And then
caramel
cream.
sauce, and then the heavy cream.
That's
But
so
if you
weird.
want condensed milk, it's not there. The condensed milk is near the boxed milk, but not with the cream. Like, I think they should be swift, because I think of condensed milk and
Yeah.
evaporated milk more of a desserty kind of thing. So you should have it with the dessert, like caramel sauces
I
and
just don't
those
understand why it's not
things.
with the milk. It doesn't make
Well,
any sense to me whatsoever.
don't disagree.
So in the consume near us, the cream is near the produce. It always has its own little section. It's just like a very small little
Hmm.
section, and it's always randomly placed like wherever. I think it's basically randomly placed wherever they have a space at the end of an aisle because it's only taking up a small amount of space and they can kind of move it around. And
Hmm.
sometimes it's with like the sprinkles if they have sprinkles, because I have a pet peeve about Mercadona. Love Mercadona. How do they not sell sprinkles? I don't understand how that can exist in the world. They don't,
I'm
and I
not
don't
going to
get
agree
it.
with you on this one, because I do not like sprinkles at all. So,
If you want sprinkles, do not go to Mercadona. And Mercadona, if you're listening, please, some sprinkles. This is a basic childhood need and for some an adult need. Okay.
Not in this house. So, you know, I will
So
march in
yeah,
many a parade for you, but I'm not going to put up a
you're not gonna you're
put
not
a
gonna
placard up for that. Yeah.
you're not walking and you're not marching in the sprinkle parade. This surprises
No,
me.
no.
This surprises me.
But on that dessert mode, I'm mad at Mercadona because they used to have like chocolate sauce
Mm,
for the sundaes, you know, which I love, and they switched it, so
right.
now it's the
Oh.
Nutella flavored hazelnut one, which is
Oh, that
good,
sounds
but
good.
it's not chocolate, and you're like, I want
Yeah.
chocolate sauce. I don't want the
Yeah.
hazelnut sauce.
Well, I do want to go on a little bit of a tangent here.
No way.
Yes, just a little one. Since we started
Okay.
talking about sprinkles, they don't have them often in the ice cream shops either. It's quite rare. Like in the city, I think they might have it more, but it is not a thing here, and that is why
Ah,
it is not sold in some of the supermarkets. So I just want to give everyone a heads up. If you come to Spain for maybe
if
if you're
you
in the
like
city, you might find it. If
sprinkles,
you like sprinkles on your ice cream, or you're taking your kid out to get ice cream, they don't do a lot of toppings. There are certain ice cream shops that do toppings, but if you just find a like a cafe that has ice cream or something, which is a lot of where the ice cream's coming from, they don't do a lot of toppings. And you were just talking about the like the sauces, well, the sauces,
right.
like the syrups and stuff that can go on top. Also, not it's not a big thing. So pare down your expectations on ice cream. Although the ice cream is really good.
Yes, it is good.
Yeah.
Never been a topping person myself, so
We have issues. How are we friends? I don't
I don't
understand.
know.
I
Because you've been
don't
talking
get
about
it.
sprinkles since the day I met you, and I've
I
been trying to tell you to
know.
let it go. But I mean, I
But
didn't say it
I
out loud. In my
do not
mind,
let
I've
it
been telling
go.
you to let it go.
I keep thinking it's going to improve, and it has. It has improved. And
Okay.
most of the improvement requires me to go into the city to get things, because you have a slightly different experience to me, because you do have access to more things being in the city for sure.
Right.
There's just you have more restaurants offering more varieties and these sorts of things. So some of my experiences are a bit different because we just have more basic, I think,
Right, right.
in that
And more
regard.
traditional too, right? So
More
it's
traditional, yeah,
yeah, you've
for
got
sure.
that.
Well, speaking of traditional, do you want to speak of traditional, like the pre-made foods?
We can do that. So there is what one good thing about living in the city, but I forget it exists. And
Okay.
this is the prepared foods, right? So the pre-made foods, like in the States, you go to every grocery store, at the deli counter, they'll have a whole section of tuna salad and potato salad and other
Mm-hmm. Oh, right.
salads
Yeah.
and some maybe they'll have pre-made chicken nuggets and chicken wings and maybe little lasagna things. And here
No.
no, you're not going to have it. Mercadona has, and not all Mercadonas have the same prepared. Like we have two Mercadonas in the neighborhood, and one doesn't sell any of the hot prepared that and the paellas. None of that. They only have like
Oh,
sushi
really?
for some reason at that one.
Mm.
But the other one, or the one that we normally go to, has a very limited selection, and it's like rotisserie chicken, some patatas panaderas, like the moist kind of oily potatoes, and then
Mm-hmm.
they'll have in the
Paella.
refrigerator they'll have paella, tortillas,
Yeah.
croquetas, chicken nuggets. Sometimes they have like a an overcooked salmon, very overcooked salmon and rice thing going on.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
extra that we don't have. Yeah. I mean, we have
and
they do a nice paella in the pre-made that's warm, and then they've taken that and put it into little boxes so you can just like grab a box and go of like
yeah,
a
yeah.
paella, which is nice. And they also have which I think is unusual for a supermarket from my experience, they do have a section in the Mercadona and also in the Consume that we've had access to. They have a little seated area with a microwave and knives and
Yes.
forks and things. So you can take your pre-made food and go heat it up and then eat it there if you want, or heat it up and take it home or whatever. So they have quite a good system, but it's just so much more limited of the type of foods you can get.
That you're not able to feed your family for a few days with variety. If you're like, I'm busy and
Yeah.
I can't cook and I'm just gonna grab and go, not allowed to grab and go. However, what we have in the city is we have all these par yavar places, and they're not restaurants. It literally looks like the deli counter you would have at a huge like Kroger or
Hmm.
Whole Foods, and it's for people for lunch, busy people for lunch, and they
Oh
have
no.
paellas and fuduas. I'm saying
Is
that
it
right.
more is it more than a than what you would get in a tapas, because we have a lot out here of like restaurants that they have a sort of a deli section, what it looks like small, that is, it's all the tapas stuff, but it's also the things that would go in a bocadillo. So it's like if you wanted a sausage or bacon or a tortilla or something, you can kind of mishmash those into whatever you want and shove it in a bocadillo to go, or you could have a mix of that on a plate to sit and eat. Is
There's no
there
plates. This
more?
is strictly to go, and there's a lot more. So
Oh.
they'll have like curry chicken salads and different kind of potato salads, and
Oh.
obviously the Russian salad. And they'll
Yeah.
have different hot things too. They may have ribs, and they'll have green salads, and they'll have shrimps, and
I'm sorry, green salads? Because you
yeah,
said that's hard to find.
it is hard to find in a restaurant, but they'll have them.
They have
Now
it
it's coated
there.
with a lot of dressing and other things thrown in it.
It's like a McDonald's green salad.
Yeah, it's not a fluffy salad. It's weighted down. Um, I was gonna say, and very inexpensive too. Like it's not like a crazy price. It's similar
Yeah.
to the prices at the prepared foods in the Mercadona. So, but the
Yeah.
problem is they close at 3. So if you're like, oh, I gotta do dinner, yeah, you're not. They're not reopening after
Oh,
siesta.
they're
It's
just like
done,
almuerzo and lunch, and then you're done.
and then you're
But
done.
that's
Yes.
but that's more variety. But I mean, even with that, I mean, I guess what we're both saying really is that there's a very traditional amount of pre-made food here: paellas,
Hmm.
tortillas, some meat things, and whatever tapas you have, and it doesn't extend much further out of that, generally speaking.
Hmm.
But yeah, they do also in the Mercadona they have a warm section. They have hamburgers and cheeseburgers.
Right. And they'll
And
have these warm
Xena loves
tortilla
those.
things.
No, she loves those. She's, if I give her a hamburger from Mercadona, and they're like €3. She's like,
They're
I'm
three
like,
euros,
great.
and I love you, Mercadona. They're not the greatest tasting things, but my kids will devour them
Well,
up
that's
like
the thing.
rabid
I haven't
dogs.
actually, I haven't tried one, but I mean, they seem to be loved, so that's all I care about. Speaking of hamburgers,
Yes, shall we talk?
can I tell you something about hamburgers?
Sure.
I don't know where to find a good one. And even at home, I've tried to like, we've gone to the butcher, and Jawad has a good butcher, and we've asked for like a certain amount of percentage, and we've taken it home, and it's still, we cook it up. It is pale in color,
Hmm.
and it's a hockey puck when we're done. And it's got a little better, but I have to say it is not in America, and I probably due to some bad things that are in the meats. It's, you just buy any minced meat stuff and you can turn it into a really juicy hamburger, and you've got a good
Right.
hamburger, and it's just all about whatever you put on it. Here it has become a mission of us trying to find a way to make the actual meat part feel like a good texture.
So I have my hack. You want my
Okay.
hack? Should I share my
Yes.
hack? So
Sure.
we eat bacon in this house. Not like a lot, but we make enough bacon that I collect all of our bacon grease.
Mm-hmm.
So I mix the bacon grease in with the meat when I'm cooking, when I'm mixing it together. So the
Okay.
meat's got more fat and that salty, smoky flavor profile. And then I mix my herbs and spices in the meat. Like I put like garlic powder and onion powder, and maybe I'll put like a chili powder if I want to kick it up a little bit or
Mm-hmm.
something. But the key I have found is you can't overwork the meat. You have to just roll it into a ball, make your patty really quickly, and let it sit.
How do you mix all those things in without overworking it? That seems like you would need to
I just put it in the
just
bowl,
quick.
spread out like the way it is.
Yeah.
I just turn the carton over and let it sit
Mm-hmm.
there like that, and then put all my spices. And I make sure my bacon grease is out of the refrigerator and it's been warmed up so it's very malleable.
Got
Put it
it. Yeah.
in, and then I mush it quickly, not overwork it, and then put it on the grill or on the cast iron skillet and just leave it.
Nice. Okay.
And I also fry it in butter. Anyway, so
So I can
so
see where I'm going wrong here. I have a 20th of the amount of fat in my burgers, even though I'm asking for a lot of fat. It's maybe not the right fat. We did just get like a barbecue though, and we just spent 3 days putting it together because it was so
hmm.
much work. And I was like, this is never going to turn into a barbecue. This is never going to work. And it finally came together.
Uh-huh.
And so now we have a barbecue, which I'm super excited about. And I might have to try this recipe of yours for the actual barbecue and
I
hope
will
that it
let and
works.
and you'll like it. I'm trusting you. You will
Yeah.
like it. And I went back by mistake because the kids wanted hamburgers, and I was like, I just don't feel like dealing with the meat tonight. And I bought
Right.
the pack of the pre-made fresh
Mm-hmm.
hamburgers,
Which
and we
is
put them
very
on.
easy to find. Yeah.
And they were hockey pucks, and the kids were like,
Okay.
"Really, Dad?"
They
I
were
was like,
like,
"Yeah, they
no.
overworked the meat. It's been 2 years. I thought maybe things have changed, and they haven't
They have
changed,
not
and
changed at all.
not
Yeah.
at all."
And no, that's
And
very
because they
hard.
were already
Yeah.
made, I couldn't put like my spices in the meat.
Right.
Like it was all. I was like, "Yeah, we aren't doing that again,
Oh my
Daddy."
God. No, you can't be doing that if you're going to do that. The only downside I have here is I'm not eating bacon anymore because I'm trying to be healthy. So I'm going to have to eat some bacon in order to get the fat. This
To get
all
the bacon
sucks.
grease, yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe you could get some manteca, right? You can get some manteca. That's basically the same thing, and just mix it in.
Yeah, but eating the bacon first is part of the fun, isn't it?
Well, that is. I mean, you can't go. I mean, no
Then you
one's been
can't go
unhappy
wrong
with
with that.
bacon. So,
Oh my
but
goodness.
speaking of meat, let's go back to the grocery store, which was a shocker for me. Is um when you're at the Mercadona and and the market, I expect it, right? Like the Central Market, the Rusafa Market. I mean, I don't expect to see it. It didn't shock me. But in the grocery stores, in the meat section, in the fresh and in the frozen, you will see a whole skinned rabbit with the teeth still on. Like that's to me, like I mean, you're
Do
not
we have a
finding
reason for
rabbits.
that?
I don't know, but I mean, you don't find whole rabbits, right? Like in the States, you know, people aren't just making up rabbit on a Tuesday night as like home cooking, right? Like that's not a normal thing. And you know, it's hard to find. Like you have to especially find rabbit. Here, rabbits everywhere, and that's fine. But the teeth, do the teeth have to be left on my food?
I don't know why the teeth have to be left on. I will debate you on the other thing because we had as you know, we had a meat business. We sold a lot of rabbit. It was extremely popular. So I know that rabbit is being eaten a lot. And we would sell whole rabbit. But as far as I know, I don't think the teeth were still in. I'm going to have to ask Jawad, but I feel like I would remember that because that is, like you said, a little sort of over the top of not
It's a little
necessary.
bit much,
I
yeah.
can't imagine they're providing any flavor. So is it just like we just don't want to deal with that? They'll come off
Or
in the
do you do like
stew. I don't know.
or do you do like a suckling pig and you put a little radish in its mouth when you if you cook a whole? Do people cook whole like roasted rabbit? I mean, I don't know. I've
Oh
only had
yeah.
rabbit like chops and like rabbit like legs and thighs. I've never had.
I will say I don't particularly I couldn't I mean rabbit tastes like chicken. I'm going to be honest. You cannot really tell the difference. We've obviously had it on paella here a lot. It's what
Mm-hmm.
people I mean it's eaten a lot here. So
Right.
it maybe there's just no one cares right at that point, and I'm sure
Right.
many people here have butchered their own rabbits in their own home because it is a very fundamental food here. But I will say it's not like I have no desire to I will not pick it. I will, and if I have to eat it, I hope that it's been chopped up into small pieces, like you said, which it usually
Mm-hmm.
has if it comes on a paella. It's in little bits, and you really wouldn't know the difference between that
You
and
can't tell
chicken.
the bones. The bones are so small, you
No,
can't tell which
yeah,
one's which. I
yeah.
agree. The
But
other
I
thing
will
too
not. I
is
will not be buying a whole rabbit, which is why I've never been in that section of the supermarket, and I've never ever looked at the fact that it has its teeth still on.
well, now you won't be able to look away
I
because I
will
put that
not.
in your brain.
You know, I'm gonna have to go to the grocery store later and have a look. Oh my god.
And then it's certain times of year when they have, which still kills me, is they'll have the whole suckling pig in the freezer section. And I don't know,
Oh yeah.
I don't know when
Okay.
they're eating
Yeah.
the suckling pig. Is that a Christmas thing? I don't know what time of year because it's not year round. But when you'll be with your little cart in the grocery store and you look to your left in the freezer and you're like, there's 30 frozen piglets right there with their faces and everything. And I'm
Oh
like, oh, it's that
yeah.
time of the year.
Oh god. You know, I don't think I spend that much time browsing for meat in the supermarket. I think this has got to be it because you've seen a lot more than I have.
But what also kills me about the suckling pigs is I'm like, who's cooking this at home? They all got tiny ovens here. We don't have big American ovens here in Spain.
Oh,
Like
they're
the pigs aren't
barbecuing
that
them.
small.
They're
But not in
barbecuing
the
them.
city. You're not barbecuing them. Where? Unless you live in an attic apartment.
Oh, that's true. Well, they do. Or maybe they're taking them out to grandma, you
I
know?
don't know. But I would like to learn how to make a whole roasted rabbit if that's something. So maybe that'll be my how to become a Spaniard, life lesson for me is to
I
be
don't
part
think
of the
that's what they're
culture.
doing with the rabbits. I think the rabbits are all going on paellas.
Yeah, maybe. But who
Yeah.
knows? Who knows? And the other thing that was surprising to me is, I mean, Duck is very common here, and in my experience in LA is yes, you can get duck at restaurants and stuff, and but it was hard to find frozen like you're gonna have to find a frozen duck unless you go to like a specialty butcher, right, in the stores.
Right.
But here they are always a fresh duck breast in Mercadona. Like you can get it right there and cook it that night. You don't have to thaw it out
It
or
does seem
anything,
quite
which
popular here. Yeah.
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 And I love duck, so that was a
I
pleasant
love duck
surprise.
too. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Very, very good. Also something we're trying to eat less of.
Duck?
What if,
Really?
yeah.
Is
Well,
duck
I mean,
fattening?
are you kidding? I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah,
all
that's right.
fat.
Because I
It's
do cook duck, and
so,
it takes forever because of all the delicious fat.
I
Yeah,
mean,
there is
that's what's
that.
so good about it is that because of all the good fat, that crispy
Mm-hmm.
skin gets so good. And
Mm-hmm.
then Jawad makes a really good one. I don't know what he's some pomegranate thing that goes on it. And then,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's so
Mm.
good. And then I make the pancakes and we have the hoisin sauce. And so
Oh,
we're
you
doing
do like a Peking duck kind
like
of
a
thing?
Peking duck. It's
Mm.
so good. But it's the
Mm.
crispy, it's that really crispy skin that's really good. But the smoke coming out of the oven when you're cooking that as well. I mean, it is 90% fat, I think.
My children are big fans of duck, and I try to make it once a year. And I made it for Christmas this year. Day
It's
after I
so
think it was day
good.
after Christmas we had it. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I love
Ah,
it.
it's
I
so,
do
so
love
good.
it.
So good. Should we
Now I
try
want
something
duck.
healthy? Should we try something healthy now?
Sure. I have a funny one.
Okay,
Um,
go for it.
well, so I'm new here, just arriving off the boat. Literally, we arrived off the boat, and we arrived in July and then dead of summer, and so we were stocking up the house. And I bought all these waters, and I brought them
Mm-hmm.
home and put them in the refrigerator. And we came out from a day of walking in the city, and I was like, "Oh, some sparkling water is gonna hit the spot." I'm all sweaty. We get home.
Mm-hmm.
I open it up, and it was the Vichy Catalan water, and
So
I did
good.
not realize. Yes, it is good. But if you're not expecting to be drinking salt-covered rocks in gulpfuls when you're hot, it was a lot. So we do
It
have
is
it,
the
but
yes, it is the
it's not
most
Perrier.
it is the most mineral water that I've ever tasted. It is definitely, I mean, they sell it in the big bottles, but they also sell it in the small bottles, and I will
Hmm.
actually buy one bottle and drink it for I will spread that over like a week
Oh
because
wow.
it's not something that I can drink a whole bottle of, but it's obviously got a lot of good things in it. And
Right.
this is something obviously that is a very, very proud Spanish, Catalan Spanish product. So it is
Right.
everywhere. They do, which I will say, if they do also make it with like orange and lemon, like,
Hmm.
and that is much more palatable if you just need if you do have to pick one of those as a refreshing drink, you will find that to be a little bit easier to drink, I think. And it's also
Right.
really good
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's
and
good,
healthy. It's
but
very
I'm
good.
just letting you know when you first move here and you're hot, that's
It's
not the
not
thing to go
Perrier.
to quench your thirst.
It is not your average like
Yeah,
sparkling
yeah,
water of deliciousness. No.
yes.
It does feel like you're drinking all the minerals that were in the cave or wherever they got it from.
Yes, I mean you can taste quartz. You can
Yes, you can.
you can taste gypsum. You can taste it
Yeah.
all.
But so good. So good. Yes. But it's a nice one to have, and actually if you want to drink it also mix it with some Perrier. And probably somebody out there is crying that I'm doing this, but it's like if you mix some of that with another and you get a little bit of the flavor, it's really nice too. Oh, I have one. Okay, one thing that really, really surprised me in a good way because I'm a little lactose intolerant and not crazy, but it makes my allergies worse when I have a lot of dairy. And that dairy is
Hmm.
specifically related to cow milk. The,
Right.
the aisle of cheeses in Spain in any supermarket and the amount of cheeses, goat's cheeses, sheep cheeses, I mean, just all these other delicious cheeses, mixes of them, just
Hmm.
completely something I've not experienced in any way like that. I think all the places that I've lived have been very cow milk based,
Right.
right?
Yes. It's
And
it's cow
here,
heavy.
oh, it is cow heavy.
Yeah.
And here, the amount of cheeses you can get, and it just creates all these different flavors as well. So they're just, Spain makes really good cheeses.
They do.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I do like the cheese for sure. And I love how the packages have the little pictures of the animals so you know what
I
you're
know.
getting. And then a
It's just
mixture. It might have a
useful.
cow, a sheep, and a goat on the package.
It might, yes. And we did do a little poco a poco on the cheeses in Spain. So if you're interested in that, please go listen to that, because we do get into it a little bit more in depth. But it is one of the things that really surprised me in a really good way, and I love it. I've had a hard time though finding, funnily enough, because maybe it all goes into the cheeses. I can't find like goats, like a cream or yogurt. You can find a yogurt, but there's not a vast, still the yogurts are very cow based. So it's interesting. Like all of the milk must be getting put into the cheeses, because if you go to the other sections of the supermarket looking for, milks and creams and things, that's not happening in those sections.
But you know what? We've also never looked in the refrigerated section to what they're offering. So maybe where the fresh milk is, they have a little goat milk or something. But the other thing is, here, when I need some odd things, I haven't looked, but I bet you would find them in like the Bulgarian store or something like that, where they sell like the feta cheese. The feta cheese can't be called feta because they're not from Greece. I just found that out. Someone yelled at me recently about that. But the feta style type cheeses.
Okay, there you go. Not the actual feta cheese. It has to be. It's like champagne.
Yeah, it is like champagne. I didn't know that. And something like America is the only country that's allowed to call it feta because they didn't sign on to the worldwide changing of the rule of feta.
Sign on to the agreement.
Yeah,
oh
something
God,
weird.
That's crazy. So they can just like make it and call it that.
And call it that. But yeah, feta has to come from Greece. But the Bulgarian market, I bet you can find that because they have all these different kind of cheeses.
That's good to know, because Jawad started making butter and it's really, really good. Like homemade butter, amazing. But we've only found the cow's cream, so yeah. So I need to go on a search. So I
will let you know the Bulgarian market that I go to. That could be the first stop, and they just like tripled in size. So they're
do let me know, because I know this will shock you, like really shock you. We do not have a Bulgarian market here, where I live.
Shut up! No way.
We are pure Spanish. That's it. There's a alternative section in the supermarket sometimes where you can get like soy sauce and some sushi rice and things like that, but it's quite limited.
Right.
Yeah. So I will count on you to let me know. Thank you.
I will put a list of the shops you need to go to. And hey, if anyone has anyone who's living here who listens to us has some markets they want to share with us, please let us know.
Yes, please do, because I buy the lactose-free milk, which is great, so that's kind of taken care of. But the cream, you can buy lactose-free cream actually, so that might be an option. But I don't know what happens. I don't know if that'll work well, but that is an option too. So I might have to try that.
Okay.
So many things I need to do now. We need burgers. We need bacon. Nothing healthy. I guess I should go get some Vichy water just to wash it all down.
Exactly.
Thank you for the advice on the burgers. I do appreciate that. And then once we get it sorted, then we'll invite you over.
Okay.
For
you don't have to wait till that. We'll come for not burgers too.
Well, not to tease in the next episode that we might have, but we have to wait till all the exams are over. Right? Before we can really socialize properly.
And see who survived.
And see who survives. And then everyone's going to go on holiday and we won't see anyone until September. But so we'll see you in September.
Well, yeah, but we'll have an episode before then. All right, Tanya. Well, buen dia, my friend. Mi amiga.
Dia. Yes. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you for listening to another episode of Our Spain.
We really appreciate all the support we have received since we started this podcast.
Visit ourspain.com for transcripts to this and our other episodes, some exciting merchandise, and if you are so inclined, there is also a link to buy us a coffee, which helps support this fun endeavor.
And please follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Spain Podcast. And don't forget to subscribe to us wherever you're listening.
It really helps us stay connected, and we'd love to hear from you.
Let us know if there's any topics you would like for us to talk about. Even though we are happy to talk about anything, we also want to make sure it's informative for you.
Exactly.